everybody. Welcome to the Pathmonk Presents podcast. Pathmonk is the AI for website conversions. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50% by adding Pathmonk to your website in seconds, letting the artificial intelligence do all the work, and increase conversions by 50% while you keep doing marketing as usual. Check us out on pathmonk.com. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pathmonk Presents podcast. Today, we've got Derk Hebdon from Dental Fractional CMO Services. Derk, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing? Pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a podcast talking about how you and your business do different types of marketing and growth strategies for your dental clients as a dental fractional CMO. So to get things started, I just wanted to open it up things with a little bit of a more generic, broad question. I see that you are the owner of Dental Fractional CMO Services, and maybe you can tell me a little bit more about what that is, what you do, and yeah, just a little background.
Okay. Well, first of all, I am a CMO. So as a CMO, it's a Chief Marketing Officer, and I'm actually a fractional Chief Marketing Officer. In other words, a part-time or an outsourced CMO, specifically geared for dental practices. Most dental offices can't really afford a full-time six-figure CMO. And so the trend now is getting a seasoned CMO, fractional CMO on board to be able to help them steer them to the next level. And so basically what I do is provide high-level comprehensive dental marketing strategies and then the execution of those. And it'll span everything from just consultative marketing, working with an existing marketing team that a dental practice already has, or we can provide a full suite of marketing services through a partnership agency that I work with.
Okay, excellent. And just a little curious to follow up on that. Do you find yourself working more frequently with practices that have just started, and maybe this is a way to kind of save some money, or do you find yourself working more frequently with established practices already? I'm just curious.
Yeah, good question. Really, it's those that are established. They're ready to take it to that next level. Because obviously having somebody even part-time helping, startups with their marketing, they're just not ready yet financially and having the tools necessary. So typically I'll usually come in when a dental office has anywhere from 2 to 3 already associated dentists on board with them. They might have a team of 10 to 15. And they're just ready to take that next level. They might be looking to either expand their existing location or actually look to either acquire other locations or expand to other locations themselves. So they're just looking to grow.
Yeah, bring in Derk when you're ready to reach that next level, right?
There you go. That's the key.
So the next question that I want to ask is another kind of curious question of mine. Do you focus on any specific areas of dentistry, or like what problems do you solve for dentists in specific areas?
Yeah, good question. So my focus, or our focus, my team's focus is on cosmetic dentistry, because dentistry in general ranges, it's all over the board. But we specifically focus on cosmetic dentistry, and really it's expanded to almost everything from general dentistry all the way over to reconstructive full mouth makeovers with dental implants. And so what we do is we solve the problem in keeping those dental chairs full, right? It's inventory. And that inventory, if it's empty, it's gone, right? It's gone forever. So what we do is we keep those chairs full of great patients paying for higher end treatments. And of course, we do that through consistent new patient acquisition. And we combine that, of course, with keeping existing patients. We want them to coming back more often.
That's really well said. And that kind of segues really nicely into my next question, because when you talk about keeping those chairs full, Obviously, you need to be reaching different audiences. You need to make sure that they're constantly finding new customers. You can't just always have the old customers coming back.
Right.
So how do you position your dental practices, like your clients? How do you position them so that people will continuously find out about them?
Yeah, excellent. You've always got to be building because you're going to have attrition. People do die or they move, that kind of a thing. So one thing that I've learned in all the years that I've been doing marketing since 2010, and actually before that, but in the dental marketing space since 2010, one thing I've learned is people do business with people in clinics that they know, that they like, and that they trust. But if they're not found online, really none of that matters. And so what we do is we break this down a little bit further. Well, how do they get known? That's typically through the website that they have, maybe some content marketing, blogs or videos, and then the automation of funnels that include, landing pages, also email and SMS marketing. And then once we get into how they get liked, that's typically done through social media, establishing optimized social media pages on the major platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, Google My Business, with consistent branding, across the platforms, and then building that following and engaging that following with great content. And then moving into trust, this is through online reputation, where we build and we optimize, directories that have the correct practice data. We establish an online presence with great reviews. We spotted them consistently. Anything over than 6 months really isn't relevant anymore. So we're always asking, and we want to market that reputation on the website, landing pages, any social media. And then lastly, of course, get found. And we do this in four main ways. One is Facebook and Google ads. It's, of course, to have the messaging that resonates and converts these prospects into patients. And then we do this using creative, great, pictures and books. And then we put this messaging in front of targeted traffic through these customers' patient lists and pre-targeted lists and retargeted lists, create lookalike audience. And so basically, it's the Facebook, Google ads. Then there's the Google My Business, the local SEO, getting found, when people are doing Google and that kind of a thing. And something that's kind of new is this pre-targeting. AI has come a long way. Your business is kind of built on AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's going into a lot of different categories. And one thing that we use is in what we call pre-targeting. Very interesting. And it has the propensity of better understanding the user intent. As you know, again, this is really relevant to what you guys do. The context, the preferences, as compared to Google's, traditional algorithm. And so what we do is we program this AI to monitor local search traffic, and that's looking for this high buyer intent keywords that people are searching for. They're typically people that are already problem and solution aware, and they're looking now for a provider. So it grabs their digital footprint, an IP, and connects with big data, identifies those people that are doing the searches, and then gives us a ton of information about these people. More than just a first and last name. And we get personal emails, mobile phone numbers, full addresses, physical address, their age range, gender, if they own a home, if they're married, what their net worth, income range, and the actual keywords that they were looking for. So there's power in data. And up until now with AI, there's millions and hundreds of millions of data points. And all of this stuff, of course, big data has been collecting up until now. And so we're able to harness that to be able to then create an automation. Once we get this on spreadsheets, we then can automate outbound marketing with email. But we use this data also with our Facebook ads, Google ads. We tell them, because they've got a great algorithm.
Yeah.
Okay, here's all these. Yeah. So here's all of these 10,000 or 50,000 people that are looking. And of course, we take the business, the customers list, and we say to the algorithms, look, these are people that we want. We want lookalikes as well as these people. So we consistently can feed that every other day, feeding more and more. And so this algorithm, it slashes costs in half, and we're able to better target. So pre-targeting, and then we also have retargeting, which is kind of the same thing. When they're on the website, we can now use this AI capture anywhere from 30 to 70% of website visitors. Most people, as you know, they don't fill out they'll still form fill, right? And so a lot of people, they come and they go, and you don't know who they were. Now, your tools are excellent keeping people on page because that's all about relevancy. Google sees all of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the current statistic is about 98% of website visitors don't convert and only about 2% do convert. So yeah, being able to capture as much of the audience as possible while you have them on the website is more important than ever. But being able to connect those dots, utilizing data to figure out who to target in the first place is also another big part of that strategy as well. So being able to utilize all of these different technologies as possible, not to just become more efficient, but also to save time, right? Because ultimately, like these small practices, the owners oftentimes are the dentists who are the ones doing the work, and they can't afford to be, in front of a computer while someone also needs to have dental surgery going on behind them, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, save time, save money, become more efficient, utilize all of these new technologies together to scale appropriately, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, well said. So I want to move on. You had talked about utilizing a lot of the tools to be able to pre-target and all of the other marketing strategies to bring people to the website. But in terms of converting them, have you found any strategies or any tools that help convert better?
Yeah, obviously the role of the website is to help in conversions, and having things, again, such as what you guys do in providing the different tools in engaging with people, having chatbots that are AI chatbots that have got the whole knowledge base, completely within their grasp, as well as can tag into appointment setting while on the same page. That's the whole thing, is people will come and they will leave. If it's not relevant to them, it's all about relevancy, right? Bottom line, messaging, if it's not relevant, if we don't have creatives that resonate with people, they're going to go. They're coming and they're going. But we want to target, right? It's targeting and messaging together, both of those. When we have the correct targets and we're able to then have great messaging, and then we can retarget in case they come and then they leave, again, we can bring them back around, bring them back to the website to be able to engage.
And you said messaging a few times, and you also said earlier in the call trust, which I think is important because every company wants to be able to have the right messaging and be able to provide trust that you're making the right decision by moving forward with X company and whatever it is that you're buying. But specifically when it comes to the dental industry, I feel like trust must be the number one, let's say, a point or a factor that someone makes in their decision-making process, right? Because ultimately, you're giving someone the ability to go in and, fix your teeth, and it's like your face, right? So this is got to be extremely important. People want to make sure that the people that are doing the work on you are someone that they trust, right? So
absolutely,
this messaging, the ability to convey some sort of message directly from the partners, the doctors, the dentists, it must be crucial, right? So being able to provide that right messaging via different avenues, different channels, and having that align so that they don't hear something different from one channel and then a different message from a different channel. This must be one of the strategies that I assume you're working on, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And cross-channel promotion, right? We want our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google My Business, to be cross-promoting to each other as well as to the website, to landing pages. I mean, we want to have content that's relevant. So, for instance, a dental implant guide, everything you ever wanted to know about dental implants, including how affordable it can be, that kind of content is what people are looking for. They have no idea. They've heard of horror stories. They've heard that they cost, $100,000 or $50,000 and they can't afford that, but actually it can be very, very affordable. And there's a lot of things that are depending, but again, it's a matter of getting that information into their hands, because once they have that, it's not only about the relevancy of the particular treatment, but it's also the dentist, right? And all his relevant experience and testimonials that are on there. And then again, we're sending them back to the website so they can get additional trust, right? It's all about trust and cross promotion through all of these platforms. And as you're right, dentists, if they're not on board, they're getting left behind, right? It's rapidly, and AI is rapidly evolving that, you've got to stay with it. And believe me, it's even, I struggle sometimes keeping up with all the advancements. So
yeah. AI is improving upon itself every single day. It's not even just, the tech community that's making more and more advanced AIs. Some people are actually utilizing AI to create more advanced AIs. And
absolutely.
it's going to snowball, and who knows where it's going to end up taking us.
Yeah.
I want to shift a little bit in the conversation to a little bit more personal questions that are a little bit more related to you, your thoughts on growth, and a little bit less away from the business. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So the first question that I want to ask is, what are some key tasks that you focus on in terms of your day-to-day work as a fractional CMO?
Well, as what I do is I'm all about getting reports, right? I get daily reports on impressions to ads, clicks to landing pages. I want to see what's going on with our email and SMS marketing. How many opens and clicks are they getting delivered? Because that's another thing. Google and Yahoo has instituted that crackdown, and no longer can you get away with sending out anything on Gmail or at Hotmail, that kind of a thing. It's got to be from domains that have authority themselves. And so just keeping up with all of that. But, we want to make sure our messaging is getting across. And so I look at those kind of reports, chatbot engagements. I look at my team communication with these dental offices. We typically do that through Slack and WhatsApp. Just monitor it. And I like working on the creatives, the ads, the guides, the targeting. It's challenging, but I enjoy a challenge. I love change. So I kind of just enjoy kind of seeing how things are going and then tilting that ship, riding that ship when it's kind of not going the direction, because all of these have benchmarks and KPIs and metrics that we're always kind of gauging it. And it's all about testing. Marketing is about testing. You're not testing, you're going to die, right? Because there's so much change going on. So that's kind of the things that I do most of the day, throughout the day is, and then of course I'm touching base with our clients, making sure that the experience is going well.
Yeah, I think personally we see a lot of things similar within Pathmonk. When you talk about experimenting, testing, but also learning relatively quickly if something is working or not working, and being able to pivot, being able to change, not necessarily being tied down to one thing and saying, okay, I'm determined to make this work, because there are a lot of different strategies that just won't end up panning out. And you need to be able to be willing to say, okay, I tried something, it didn't work, let's try something else or move in a different direction, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would agree. The next couple of questions that I'm going to ask are going to be more kind of like rapid fire questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
What are like short, crisp, concise answers. Okay. So I'm hoping this will be the rapid fire round.
All right, the rapid fire, ready to go.
All right. So the first one, a nice easy opener. What's the last book you read?
Oh, good question. I actually don't really like reading. I like listening. I go on, 5-mile walks every morning, and I love getting my audio. So the last one that I listened to, Ultimate Sales Machine, with the late, great Chet Holmes. Great book. Education-based marketing, core story. Great stuff that's relevant today.
For me personally, I actually agree. I'm quite the listener as well. For me, it's usually put the headphones in while I'm doing the dishes. And,
there you go.
Yeah, knock out a podcast or two. Okay, the next one. If there were no boundaries in technology, what would be the one thing you would want to fix for your role as a fractional CMO today?
I would love to be able to interface and download the knowledge, skills, intuition, and duplicate myself by the dozens to help more people, right? Because there's just so many people that we can help. There's a lot of people that need a lot of help, and there's a lot of different degrees that we can help them, but it's resources. So I wish we're always looking one of the men for people that are similar to my experience and whatnot, but just duplicating myself, I wish we could just easily do that.
And maybe with AI, you might be able to.
Maybe so. Slow.
Yeah. If there was one repetitive task that you could automate, what would it be?
Just something that can crunch all the data quickly, give me a synopsis of the current status, suggested improvements, and projected ROI based on this option, or this option. What's the projected ROI? I'm just crunching all of that and giving me those kinds of answers quickly. I would love that, because then I could be on the lake or somewhere nice.
Exactly. Talk about all the time that you could save that.
Exactly.
The next one is going to be, what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Good question. So I would say learn marketing, right? And then psychology, people psychology, as soon as possible. Dig into the data as early as you can so you can make data-driven decisions in conjunction with psychology, marketing. You get that combination. If I had all of that stuff early on, I would be leaps and bounds ahead. But hey, what life is all about.
Totally agree. So that actually brings us to the end of the show. First and foremost, I want to thank you for being with us today, Derk. We really appreciate it. But I also want to give you the last word. So my final question is, if someone forgets everything about the interview that they just saw, what is the one thing they should remember about your company?
I would say that our company, again, it's geared to help dentists in today's world being able to get the things that they are looking for. And that is, it's not only keeping dentist chairs full, but it's having those consistent patient acquisition. They really don't have the time and the wherewithal to be learning that. You really need to have an experienced person and a team behind it that can really, leapfrog you from the archaic way, the old way, into the new way of providing those types of experiences, what they're looking for.
Well said. Thank you, Derk, for joining us. We really appreciate it. The last thing that I would say is, if there are any dentists out there that need a little bit of support in terms of their marketing department, please feel free to reach out to Derk Hebdon. Thank you so much for joining us, and have an awesome day.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care.